Good day everyone. Welcome to this video on seed-borne diseases and their management. In this session, we will explore how diseases are transmitted through seeds, their impact on crop production, and the effective strategies used to manage them. This topic is extremely important for agriculture professionals, seed technologists, and plant breeders, as seed health directly determines crop success. Seed is the most critical input in agriculture because it carries the genetic potential of the crop. However, along with desirable traits, seeds may also carry harmful pathogens. These pathogens can infect the crop from the earliest growth stages, leading to poor establishment and reduced yield. Therefore, understanding seed-borne diseases is essential for ensuring healthy crop production. Seed-borne diseases are those diseases that are transmitted through infected or contaminated seeds. These pathogens may be present on the surface of the seed, known as external contamination, or inside the seed tissues, known as internal infection. Once the seed germinates, these pathogens can infect the developing plant and spread further. Maintaining seed health is crucial because healthy seeds ensure better germination, uniform crop stand, and higher productivity. Infected seeds not only reduce germination percentage but also act as a primary source of disease spread in the field. Therefore, seed health testing and certification play a vital role in modern agriculture. Seed-borne pathogens are broadly classified into 4 categories: fungi, bacteria, viruses, and nematodes. Fungi are the most common and cause diseases like smuts and seed rot. Bacteria cause blights and leaf spots. Viruses are transmitted through infected embryos, while nematodes survive inside seeds as larvae or cysts. Seed-borne pathogens can be transmitted in different ways. Some remain on the seed surface and infect the seedling after germination. Others are present inside the seed tissues and grow along with the plant. In some cases, the pathogen infects the mother plant and gets transferred systemically into the developing seed. Fungal diseases are the most widespread seed-borne diseases. These include smuts, bunts, seed rot, and damping off. Fungi can survive on or inside seeds for long periods and become active under favorable environmental conditions such as high humidity and temperature. In wheat loose smut, caused by Ostilago tritici, the fungus infects the embryo and remains dormant inside the seed. When the plant grows and reaches the flowering stage, the fungus becomes active and replaces the grains with black powdery spores. This results in complete loss of grain yield in affected plants. Rice blast, caused by Magnapurthe oryzae, is one of the most destructive diseases of rice. The pathogen can be seed-borne and infect seedlings at an early stage. It produces characteristic spindle-shaped lesions on leaves and can also affect nodes and panicles, leading to severe yield losses. Bacterial diseases are usually associated with seed surface contamination. These pathogens multiply rapidly under moist conditions and spread through water, tools, and contact. They cause symptoms such as leaf blight, leaf spots, and wilting. Bacterial blight of rice, caused by Xanthomonas oryzae, is a major disease affecting rice crops. It causes yellowing and drying of leaves, starting from the tip. The bacteria can survive on seeds and spread through irrigation water, making it difficult to control once established. Viral seed-borne diseases are less common but very serious because they cannot be controlled by chemical treatments. Once a plant is infected, the virus spreads throughout the plant system, causing symptoms such as mosaic patterns, leaf curling, and stunted growth. Bean common mosaic virus is transmitted through infected seeds and causes mosaic patterns on leaves, along with distortion and stunting. Early infection results in significant yield reduction, making it important to use virus-free seeds. Nematodes are microscopic organisms that can survive inside seeds. Seed gall nematodes, such as Angwina tritici, form galls instead of normal grains. These galls contain dormant larvae that can survive for long periods and infect the next crop. In ear cockle disease, the normal wheat grains are replaced by hard, dark galls. These galls contain thousands of nematodes, which become active when conditions are favorable. This leads to poor grain quality and reduced yield. Seed-borne diseases can be identified by symptoms such as poor germination, dusk-colored or shriveled seeds, seedling death, and stunted plant growth. In some cases, visible signs like fungal growth or lesions may also be present. Detection of seed-borne pathogens is done through visual inspection, laboratory testing, and advanced molecular techniques like PCR. These methods help in identifying pathogens even before symptoms appear in the field. Seed health testing involves methods such as the blotter method, agar plate method, and grow-out tests. These tests help in detecting pathogens and ensuring that only healthy seeds are used for planting. Seed-borne diseases have a significant impact on agriculture. They reduce crop yield, affect seed quality, and cause economic losses. They can also restrict seed trade due to strict quarantine regulations. The most effective way to manage seed-borne diseases is prevention. This includes using certified seeds, adopting integrated disease management practices, and ensuring proper storage and handling of seeds. Cultural practices such as crop rotation, field sanitation, and proper irrigation management help reduce disease incidence. Removing infected plant debris and using clean equipment also minimizes the spread of pathogens. Cultural practices such as crop rotation, field sanitation, and proper irrigation management help reduce disease incidence. Removing infected plant debris and using clean equipment also minimizes the spread of pathogens. Chemical seed treatment using fungicides like T-ram and carbendazim protects seeds from fungal infections during germination. These treatments are widely used in the seed industry for disease management. Biological control involves the use of beneficial microorganisms such as trichoderma and pseudomonas. These organisms suppress harmful pathogens and promote plant growth in an eco-friendly manner. In conclusion, seed-borne diseases pose a serious challenge to agriculture, but they can be effectively managed through proper seed health testing, preventive measures, and integrated management strategies. Using high-quality, disease-free seeds is the first and most important step towards sustainable crop production. Thank you for your attention. Before we conclude, let us briefly summarize the key takeaways from this presentation. Seed-borne diseases are a major challenge in agriculture because they not only reduce germination and crop establishment but also act as a primary source of infection in the field. These diseases can be caused by fungi, bacteria, viruses, and nematodes, each having different modes of survival and transmission. We have seen that early detection through proper seed health testing methods, along with the use of certified and disease-free seeds, plays a crucial role in preventing these diseases. In addition, integrated management practices, including cultural, physical, chemical, and biological methods, are essential to effectively control their spread. Ultimately, maintaining good seed health is the foundation of successful and sustainable crop production. By adopting the right management strategies, we can significantly improve crop yield, quality, and overall farm productivity. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If you like this video, then please share or subscribe. See you in next video.